Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Gautam Roy, and let's now go back to our top stories, which is where the Houthis have said that they will fight escalation with escalation in reaction to what the US and the UK have done in terms of carrying out airstrikes against Houthi targets. 36 of them, and this is the third wave that's really taking place ever since the Houthis struck a Jordan air base, a US base in Jordan, where 3 of American soldiers were killed about a week ago. This in the midst of the crisis that is being playing out between Israel and Hamas. Now, Qamar Agha, noted foreign affairs expert, is joining us to talk about it. Qamar Agha, what do you think is going on? The US and the UK are insisting that this is a calibrated response, proportionate response, and they don't intend to escalate. But you have warnings not only coming in from the Houthis now, they're saying we'll fight escalation with escalation. Even Iran is saying that there can be consequences.
Yes, because this is a very old language. We have heard earlier also, that we'll go there in Iraq, we'll degrade the Saddam Hussein's army, come back, destroy. This is what they have said in Afghanistan also. Then, they have been saying earlier also, they're trying to degrade these militants. Number of strikes have taken place. These people, the problem is these militant groups, they are there, for a long time, and they have become very strong. And the reason is their army is very weak. So in the absence of a strong army, they have emerged.
The armies of these countries.
These countries, Iraq, Syria, and plus Yemen, everything is destroyed, earlier in a war with Saudi Arabia. So they don't see much to lose. They want to settle. And one more thing, it will be very difficult to convince these guys, because they are strong, they are backed by people. Secondly, their action, they're targeting ships in or disrupting oil supplies or commercial shipping in Red Sea, is boosting nationalism there. Because Arabs are not doing. Arabs' concern is that, they want ceasefire to be taken place immediately in Gaza. Same thing they are also talking. So not much, they are not under pressure from any Arab country. You cannot, Arab finding very awkward position at the moment. One more thing, if the nationalism grows, they think, that will also contain Islamists, because Islamists are against these Shia militias. So that is a thing. Second thing, the Arab states, they want, the best thing would be at this moment is a long-lasting ceasefire and negotiation, which Israel is not prepared. Americans are not pressurizing. So a lot of things. Second thing, Lloyd Austin, the Defense Secretary of the United States, have said recently, just yesterday, that they would, President has approved the next round of attacks on ICRG, which means IRGC, Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps.
Yes.
That happens, it means further escalation.
Yes, because Iran has also talked about how 2 of its cargo ships have come under fire here in this latest round of strikes, and they're called the Behshad and the Sawiz, and they are known to be serving as operating base for Iranian commandos. So this is where it seems, do you think Iran could also get in the act here, and that what could be the impact if Iran also gets into this conflict directly?
So far Iranians are desisting. They don't want war to be further escalation. They want to see. But if the IRGC, then they would attack American interest in that region. And most probably, they'll try and disturb the oil supply. That is a real problem, because that would bring more pressure on America, because disruption in oil supply means, the oil prices would go up.
Yeah, disruption is already there to a certain extent, because the Red Sea is effectively closed right now, and all the ships are taking a longer route. They're going down towards the southern tip of Africa and then turning around from there.
Yes, that is only one part.
Shooting up the expenses.
But that is only one part. If suppose, they disturb the Persian Gulf region, the Gulf of Hormuz also, that region also, or Houthis won't mind even, blowing up. They have already said that if they come under pressure, then they will blow up oil installations. That is a very serious thing, which means, they can
But
go in for
how
very.
come they still have that capability? Because so many targets have been hit, according to the US and the UK. They've been sharing satellite images that we are degrading the capabilities of the Houthis. So do you feel that this is not having the kind of impact that it was expected to?
No, what is
These
happening
strikes.
the other way? The more they hit, the more people join them, because nationalism is there in these countries, because they have been suffering for so long, And
But what
thirdly,
about arms, ammunition, and other capabilities like rockets and drones?
it's easy to fight with the regular army, but very difficult to fight with guerrilla warfare, because they are not at one place. They are, spread all over different places, and they are attacking from. They have a whole, several cities in their control. The North Yemen is in their control. They also have some old Russian weapons with them. Plus, they have got technology to build these drones, which these Houthis are using, these are very cheap drones, which they are using, so they have these things, and they are spread all over, it's a ragtag army. It's not very well organized army,
Okay.
So it is very difficult. We have seen
Yes, so we are looking at a very tough situation, and
situation.
in that perspective, this Antony Blinken trip, the fifth to the region that he'll be undertaking ever since the 7th of October attacks, how critical does that become to ensure that things don't worsen further and they actually improve? Because what is in the works and has been in the works for at least a month now is this fresh deal of exchange of hostages and an extended ceasefire.
Arabs are talking only one thing, immediate ceasefire, resumption of negotiation. Iranian wants lifting of sanctions, some negotiation of JCPO should be resumed, because when JCPO was there, peace during, we have seen in Obama's type, peace was there. The Iranians were quiet. They were not, because Iranian has suffered so much because of sanctions. So they want sanctions to be lifted. At least immediate ceasefire is needed. That would be the best, and then Arab League or Arab can be involved, put pressure on these groups, or see Arab would help rebuild, say, Yemen or other things. A lot of things could possibly be taken. But as long as this war is continuing, that is helping these militant groups, they have consolidated their positions by attacking these Israeli American ships or other cargo ships which are passing through the Bab el Mandab up to Suez Canal, and from there to Mediterranean Sea to Europe. That area they have disrupt. They have capability to disrupt other areas also. And as I mentioned earlier, it is very difficult to deal with this type of militant groups, which are operating from different areas. Besides this, there are other things, if oil supplies further disrupt, then there'll be recession, global crisis, economic crisis will come up. European economy is already slowed down. Americans are producing 20 million barrel per day, and their consumption is 120 billion. 112 they are producing, and 120 million barrel their consumption. So from where the rest of the oil will come? Russian oil is already under sanctions. Iranian oil is not coming. Iraqi capacity to produce, has gone down much after since the war. Gulf War, so the oil supplies are less. Prices would go up to I don't know how
Now,
much.
in this situation, Kamar Aga, how critical is this statement that's been made by Benjamin Netanyahu today? He's saying that we want to eliminate Hamas and all its battalions. He said we've already eliminated 17 of them. There are a total of 24. And now what is left is there in southern Gaza, and particularly he's talked about Rafah, where the campaign, the IDF campaign is now ongoing.
It's very difficult to decimate or degrade or destroy these organizations because they are ideologically backed. They can kill number of people, the Hamas or leaders can become. We have seen in the past also, many Hezbollah warriors or fighters or their commanders were killed. But soon we found they were replaced by other people. The more Hezbollah has become much more stronger today. Same thing happened with the Hamas. Number of time Israelis has gone in to degrade their capabilities, but they re-emerge. So it is difficult to fight with the ideology. You can fight you can degrade them for some time, for some, but they will come back. The problem is which India believes, is the two-state solution, that the ultimate goal. Otherwise, they'll keep coming. This thing is, American public is divided. Europeans in Europe also there is a big division within the Europe. Demonstrations are taking place all over the world. The Israeli moral authority has been questioned because of these attacks. So I think it is in the interest of the global peace. The best thing would be immediate ceasefire and negotiation, which Americans are also talking. American administration is saying they also believe in.
Yes, let's see what happens when Antony Blinken actually gets down to West Asia. That will be a very critical cog of the entire wheel that has just been rolling on ever since the 7th of October and is refusing to stop. Thanks a lot for joining us for the moment, Kamaraga.